Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for coming back to join me. I'm going to be working with something a bit different today. I've got a few kits from Everlasting Journals, and that's Christy at Everlasting Journals, and I'll put a link to her Etsy below. And I've got about 4 of her kits that I thought I would like to have a play with. I can't remember; they're not named. Christy's kits are numbered, so I will put the numbers below. So I've printed some of them off, and they're a tall skinny journal, so I'm going to be having a go at doing a tall skinny journal, and they are just beautiful papers. I don't know if you can see them okay, but I've kind of printed them out, double-sided them, and I'm kind of good to go with those. I just haven't thought yet how I want to put it together, so I thought I'd have a play with the other little bits and pieces that I've got before I move into that. So one of the kits comes with some lovely photos and gorgeous edgings. You get all sorts with them. And I've been playing. I just did that one. To be honest, as I was putting all the stuff away from the Down by the Sea journal, I'd got these on my desk and I just kind of played around and did this little journaling card, and with the lovely lady there, and I think it's a goose wearing glasses. Who knew? Who knew geese wore glasses? So they are some lovely images, just a bit of fun. I thought I would just have a quick play. Whether they'll go in that journal or not, I don't know, but I thought I would just literally just play. So I might want some brown paper, and I haven't got that out. 1 minute. Okay, so I've got my paper. I've got some brown paper, and I was very cheeky, and I don't know if this shows up on this, but it's green on one side and brown on the other. So very noisy. So I was very cheeky and asked the local florist if I could purchase a sheet of the paper that she uses to wrap the flowers in, and she gave me that sheet. You never know unless you ask, do you? So what do I want to do? I don't really know. I just wanted to play with these. So I'm kind of in between. I'm trying to get a few projects done before we go away. So the chances are when you actually see this video, if I don't reply, it's because I'm away. So don't think I'm being rude. I'm just not there. I've got envelopes. Let's just do an envelope, shall we? I'm thinking this little girl, I think it's a little girl, and she's got hold of this little dog, and I think looking at its ears, it's either some sort of hound or it's a spaniel. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna play. There we go. I'm going to kind of put it in that window, and then I'm just going to think about what I want to do with it. Yeah, so I hope you're all okay. I had great fun doing the beach theme journal, something a bit different for me. I just really want to make this a little bit bigger to fit in that window. So I'm just sticking it on because it's just that little bit too small. So I'm just going to make it that little bit bigger just so that I can glue it in that window. Save me little bits. You never know if you're going to need them, do you? I don't know how I want to use this envelope. Maybe I should think about that before I do this. And maybe before it glues down, I am going to just cut these bits off this picture. I should have done that before I glued it down, but I did say to you I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't. So I'm just going to cut those bits off. So just bear with me a moment whilst I'm busy snipping. I'm probably cutting the book page behind this as well. Do you know what would have been easier? Would be to start again. I'm going to start again, folks. How's that? So those of you that think I never make a mistake, I do. Not that this is a mistake, but I just decided I want to use it a bit differently than I'd thought. I'm going to take a little bit off the top there. Of course, it's all going to stick now, isn't it? So I hope you're all doing okay. We're in the mad throes of I think I've said it before, my mum's appointments, getting ready to go on holiday, and just everything sometimes just all comes at once, doesn't it? But it's all good. Keeps me busy, keeps me on my toes. But I'm just not got much time for crafting, and I just wanted to get some videos done for you guys for when I'm away. Not that I think you'd miss me when I'm gone, but you never know. You might. I think this book's actually Jane Eyre. No, it's not. It's Mansfield Park. Paperback copy that I had. So I'm not worried about using the pages in it, because they are 10 a penny paperback books. But I feel by using kind of a Jane Eyre type book or a Charlotte Bronte book, there's not going to be any naughty words that are going to catch me out. Ooh. Little girl just dizzy then. There's going to be no naughty words that are going to catch me out. That's better. I like that better now. I've put the writings sideways because I just thought, why not? So I think she's going to go in there like that. And what do I want this to be? Do I want it to be a pocket or a tuck? I think what I'm going to do is make it into a pocket. And so I'm going to take that off, and that can be another pocket, can't it? I'm going to take that off. Do I want this to be an actual pocket? I think I do, and I think what I'm going to do is put the girl on the windowy bit. I'm going to open it up just to make it easier for me, and then I'll close it up with some paper. How's that? That's a bit of a decision made. Take off the bits we don't need. Yeah. So I am going to put some glue. Sorry if I'm a bit disjointed, folks, but it's kind of turn the camera on and you get what you see. I'd like that bit to be stuck down quite well. Oh, dearie me. That's not too bad. That's not too wonky, is it? Not too bad at all. And then I will collage round that, I think. Move the pictures out the way. I've printed off some of the papers, and I'm just gonna collage it and make it a top loading pocket. But you will always see that little girl and her puppy because I've stuck her to the window. I'm trying not to think too much about what I'm doing. I'm just going to do. Obviously I don't want that white paper on there, do I? Everything's going to go on the floor. And I am just going to I need to not stick that together. Good job I checked that, isn't it? A little bit sticky there. So I need to stick, I'm going to stick this on here. It's got a name there, Marie Clercoud. So I'm going to rip that off there. And I'm going to stick that on there, and I am going to close, that pocket is going to be slowly closed up. I think at this rate, folks, I'm not going to get an awful lot done. So just be patient with me. But hopefully we'll just have a bit of fun, and you can see Carol when she's faffing at her best. And I think because it's going to be a closed pocket, It doesn't matter if I cover the window slightly, does it? So I'm going to fold it onto the back. I'm just hesitating because I could make that a flip. It could be a flip in a journal. And I think that's what I'm just going to do. I am going to make that a flip in a journal. So I'm actually going to, I'm not going to seal this bit up, because what I would do when I'm making a journal is I would put a piece of fabric or paper in between there, stitch it, and then that would be my flip, my flip flap, if you see what if that makes sense. So I'm just going to try and give myself options on this, and the rest of that, I don't suppose you can hear those magpies out there. Oh, they're a bane at the moment. They really are an absolute bane. The poor blackbirds trying to raise their little families, and we've got the magpies sound like flipping velociraptors coming round. Oh, and it stresses me out no end, because I hate to see the little baby birds being taken. It really does upset me. I know there's nothing I can do, and my husband tells me there's nothing you can do, and I do know that, but it doesn't stop it hurting when the blackbirds take the babies. I think I might put this on the back, is what I think I might do. I do love these papers. I've said I will list the kits that I've got below, so that you can have a look. A little bit of white there. I mean, I suppose given the theme of the papers that I'm using in the tall skinny journal, these might not go with it, but I don't really mind. I've just wanted to have fun. So I think I'm going to put that way on there, like that, which means I will give this a good old tear. That's going to go on the back. I do like it when I get lots of bits and pieces of paper. That's going to go on there, but I want to cover the front first. What shall we use? I think we might use some plain. Gosh, I'm really getting into ripping all these up, aren't I? I am just going to rip these up and use them. That's what they're for. That can be there. And we don't need all of that. So what are you all up to? Do you do less crafting in the summer because the summer gets in the way? I'm just realising that, I don't know why, that's got pink on it there now. Who knew? You know, sometimes the garden beckons us, doesn't it, in the summer? Oh dear, more than it does in the winter. And it's nice to just sit out on a nice summer's day in the garden. That's the side I'm leaving open, isn't it? So I'm going to close that bit up. This bit's going to get covered, so I'm not worried if it looks a bit messy. And I think that I might put that on there. Get rid of that. Sorry, I've gone very quiet. It's because I'm trying to think ahead. Usually when I do videos with you, I've already gone through the bit of, you know, I've kind of thought what I would like to do with you. Put that torn edge there, I think. So I've already thought about what I want to do with you. But obviously doing this, I haven't. So you're getting Carol on the fly. No pre-planning other than I knew what I wanted to work with. Fold that over. I just need a little bit for there. I don't know what. I might put a bit of that spotty on there actually. Oh no, my glue's run out. How unorganised can you be? And obviously this spotty paper is from round the photos. Let me just find my glue. New glue. I did have one handy because I thought it was running out. Is that the one I was going to use? It is. So that's the right way up. So I'm going to... That's not the one I was going to use, is it? It was this one. So that's going to go on there. Like that. It will be a little bit too high or a little bit too low. Do it a bit too high and then I can fold it in. Right, okay, plan. And then I can just trim at the top, can't I? So that is going to go on there like that. And then I'm actually going to fold it in. And that's where I will be adding. Do you know what? I'm just going to turn that under. Turn that bit in. And then I'm going to turn that in as well. I think the glue, did it take just there? Is it my imagination that it didn't take just there? Look. Oops. I think sometimes when I bring the work up closer to me so I can see what I'm doing, it may go out of focus for you. So if it does that, just bear with it because it'll come back in a minute. So let me just get a piece of fabric and show you what I mean. One moment. Okay, so all I've got here is a piece of thin cotton. It was just some cheap white cotton fabric that I've tea dyed. And all that I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little layer of glue on the inside there. And I'm going to put my fabric in there. And I'm going to try and get it so that it's a little bit straight. Okay, so that bit of fabric then is in there. Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know if I can tear this now I've glued it in. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And then all that I'm going to do is stitch down there to hold that piece of fabric in. I'm going to put a notch in that bit. Probably won't be central. It's going to be a wonky notch. That's not too bad. Not too bad. So I'm going to stitch down here and then that will be a flip. One moment. Gosh, that's taken me nearly 20 minutes to do that, hasn't it? Well, I was nattering at the beginning though, to start with, wasn't I? So you'll have to let me off that. So what have I done? I've stitched down there, so that little piece of fabric now isn't going anywhere. And the way that I would then use that is, if this was a journal page, I would put it on there and attach it down there so that it flipped like that, or attach it over the page, so attach it on there so it flips like that. And then it will be, or it is, a pocket in there. So that's one piece. I'm happy with that. I like that. Where did I put the other? So I've made a card and a pocket. That's good. What else did I want to do? I was thinking about maybe doing an envelope. I've got some of the papers that I copied double-sided. Shall we have a go at that? I'm just going to trim this down, trim the doody bits off it. 1 minute. Oh, and what I wanted to do as well, and I forgot, well, I didn't forget, I got it at the side of me and I'd covered it with papers. Somebody has sent me some happy mail, and I don't know who it is. They didn't tell me who they were, but I just want to say thank you very much. I really, really do appreciate this one. Well, I appreciate any happy mail. I'm sure all of you do. Yeah, this was sent to me by somebody, a well-wisher. Thank you. And it is beautiful, beautiful lace, and I'm just blown away by it. So if it was you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really do appreciate it, and I really, really will be using it. Love all those laces. So I just wanted to say thank you to that person. Thank you. Right, thank you. I was blown away when it came, honestly. I am going to cut a piece of this. I've copied it on the opposite side. And when I said I was going to cut the doody bits off, by that I meant I was going to cut the white edges off, but the words escaped me. So I'm going to take those off there, and I'm just trying to think how I want to do this. I want to make this into an envelope, probably to go in that journal that I'm going to make. So I'm thinking, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to try and make an envelope out of this. Okay. So I'm cutting a piece that I think, am I still in screen? That I think is, I think I've cut that 8 by 8. Just about 8 by 8. Okay. It doesn't look as if it's going to be very big to me. Oh, it will be. Now, do I want that to be the flap on the envelope, or do I want that to be the inside bit of the envelope? No, I think I want that to be the flap of the envelope. So I've cut a piece of paper 8 by 8. So I think if this goes wrong, well, I'll do it again. I want a bit to flap up. If I do that at 3, I'm going to score, so 8-inch square. I'm going to score it at 3. Yes, I've got it the right way. Score it at 3 inches. Okay, let me just fold that. Have I got no fold in it? I didn't press very hard, did I? So I'm going to score that at 3. Did I do it straight? No, I didn't think it looked straight. It's only a little bit wonky, but it was wonky. How can you go wrong when you're using a scoreboard? Hey, how can you? Right, that I scored that up at 3. Now, I know if I'm going to put this in that journal, I know, is that a right or a wrong way? I don't know. I know that that journal is going to be about 4 inches each page when I fold them in half. So I can't measure with that, can I? Or I can. I don't want that to be more than 4 inches. I want it to be less. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it at 3 and 3 3/8. I'm really guessing this, folks. And I suppose if I thought about it, I could have done it a little bit less. And oh no, and that's fine. So that will make an envelope there. The only thing is, I don't think I wanted to put something on the back. Where is it? I wanted to use one of these, but I don't think that's going to be wide enough. Might be able to put that little boy on the back. Let's put the little boy on the back. Let's do that. Right, I'm thinking I want to, first of all, cut this trim off so that I can use that. Fab idea, adding trim on the bottom of the photos so that you've got extra things to use, haven't you? Right, that's those cut off. And I'm going to cut this. And I think I might make this into a pocket on the back of that envelope. And the only reason I'm cutting it out now before I've made the envelope is I just want to see if it'll fit. Yes, it will. Okay. So I'm going to score this at 1/2 inch on either end. I suppose if I'd folded the papers for the journal book that I'm going to make, maybe I'll do that in the next video, we'd have seen a little bit better what would fit, because at the minute I am guessing, aren't I? So I'm cutting off these corners. Because we don't need the extra bulk, and I'll cut them off top and bottom as well. You've seen me make these envelopes before, haven't you? Slant that slightly, just ever so slightly. But I didn't do that one. What a nana. There we go. And then we don't need these bits. There we go. And that will fold in. And that one folds in. And then we have an envelope. I am going to fold a little bit down on this envelope. Although it's quite sturdy. I'm not, I'm just going to trim a bit off, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to trim a little bit off. So what does that measure? So I'm going to take it down to 6. I mean, you could do it that way and have a little pocket there, couldn't you? And then there'll be a journal card or something that goes in there. I think it goes that way up. I'm going to do it that it goes that way up, and I'm going to put an envelope. I'm going to put a pocket on that envelope using this card. So I'm going to score around it. Just so that I've got something to adhere it to, because I find if I stick a pocket on without these little flaps, it makes it too difficult to get something in and out of the pocket. Did I switch? Oh, I did switch it back on. There we go. So that is going to fold over at the top. I didn't fold that very well, or I didn't cut that bit very well, I mean. Let's just put these folds in. I've had a couple of questions. I think I've mentioned to you before what paper I use. For my journal pages and these that I've printed these images on, I use presentation paper, and that is 120 GSM. And I find that quite sturdy, and I like it. That's what I use mostly. It's not always, but 9 times out of 10, that's my journal pages. If I'm doing collaging, so these papers that I tear up to glue on, these ones I've got here, they are 80 GSM. Actually, I think these are 75 GSM. Not that one, these ones. Because if you use the 120, it makes whatever you're making is just way too stiff. So I think that is going to go on there and be a pocket on the back of that envelope. I know this paper's noisy. Do we want a little bit of, we might, right, I'm just going to pause you while I tear a bit of this green because it is really, really crinkly. One moment. I actually don't think I've heard paper crinkle like this one. It's really noisy. So I think what I want to do actually is put that over there. I think that is what I want to do. So I'm going to glue this on the back and then on the front. Oh, and I'm gluing it to itself. Too energetic with your gluing, Carol. And I think I will have a little bit of that showing, so I think I might glue that bit down. And my glue bottle knob's broken, look. Time to order more, I think. I have got a new one, but I keep going for this one. It's like Old Faithful, isn't it? You get used to what you're working with. And then I think I'm just going to put a bit of glue behind that and glue that up. Like that. So that I think is going to go on there, and I'm going to put it down towards the bottom because then I can put a tag of some description in there, and I'm not going to notch that. Oops, I'm going to lose that little end. Mind you, when I lose the end of the bottle, that's it. Can't use it anymore because the glue will all dry up. To be honest, when it runs out, I won't fill it up again. I will go to the new bottle and I will get some more ordered because I think that's my last one then. They do last a long time though, these bottles, or at least I've found they have anyway. And I use them loads. Right. I've backed myself into a bit of a corner again. So that is a pocket on the back of that envelope, and that again will hang on the journal page. Oh, there's that paper. So it will go on onto a page, so it will hang over the edge like that. Not necessarily that one, maybe on the inside of one to jazz it up a bit, and that isn't going to crash in the middle because it's less than 4 inches. And I think that is super, super cute. Get rid of those papers, not get rid of those papers, put those papers over there is what I mean. I've got some little labels. Do I want to use these? These are just some stamps that I've stamped. Does it make him look like Convict 9190 if I do that? We don't want the little boy to be a convict, do we? Paris 1889. I'm going to put that at the bottom. So that's just a stamp that I've stamped onto some avocado dyed paper. And I know I ought to find a little box to put my little lid. Okay. So that's 3 things I've used. You know, I'm just looking at this and thinking it might want something there. I'm thinking whether to put a stamp on it. It's a German stamp. Not sure. Quite like that one actually. I think I might use that one. Little dib of glue on it. I'm just going to put that at a bit of an angle. Oops, or not. Somewhere I've got one of those stamps that you get on a stamp. I'll look for that later and put that on there. Do we want anything on this one? I don't think so. I might, when I know what journal it's going on, I might put some other decoration on that one. Okay, what else have we got? We've got these lovely cats. What should we do with those? I think that I might like to have them on a green background. So bear with me. I'll put some glue on this one. Put some glue around the edge, just so that I can try and be sure it's not going to come up. And I'm going to leave myself enough room so that I can tear around that the same as I did with the other one with my ruler. But I'm going to wait for that to dry before I do. There, I picked my new glue up. I'm going to leave that one to dry. Have I got time to do something else? I'm thinking I quite like to make a pocket out of one of these. I love that little girl. She's been bit by that stalk, look. Oh dear. How wide is that? 3 and a bit inches. What have I got? Let me just find a piece of paper, folks. One moment. I'm just thinking, I've got this piece of paper left over. And I'm just thinking I could make this a pocket on a pocket. So I think I might make this a pocket on a pocket. What do you think? If it went on there. If I fold her in a little bit more, make her a bit narrower. She would be a very skinny pocket then, wouldn't she, though? rid of the crease. There we go. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut, same as I did with the other one, cut the extra corners off. Turn the top of it over. And then I'm going to glue that on there. Do I want them at the top or the bottom? I think I want them at the top. So I'm going to glue this one on. Oh God, my little lid again. Oh, let me just cut a little bit of that off. And then I'm going to fold this as a pocket and add a bit to it so that it can be... Oh, I don't need to, do I? What am I talking about? Does anybody know? No. I just need to make sure, if it's going to go into this journal that I'm going to make, that it's going to be no more than like the 4 inches, but it needs to be less than 4 inches. I'm going to put that on there like that. Okay. And then I'm gonna fold a bit of that over at the top. And we don't want it quite as tall. Put that on there. I'm going to leave a border around it. If I do that, I haven't got a clue what size this is going to give me, folks. 3.5. Yep, 3.5 will do nicely for a pocket. Let's take a bit off there because we don't need... Did anybody see where my knife went? Oh. Did I throw that on the floor as well? I don't know where that went. Never mind. We will carry on without it. It'll be right under my nose, I can tell you now. Let's glue the top down on that. And then that is a pocket just there. And then it'll be a pocket there as well. And I think I'll put a notch in the top one, but not in the one lower down. And I think I'm going to put that there, but I want to just rip a little bit off the top of that. I'm not going to be able to rip it. Fussy rip it. Yep. That can go on there like that. She does look as if it came quite keen, doesn't she, looking at her face? I guess you don't mess with, I think it's a stalk. So that's going to be a pocket. That will go on there, and it'll have a pocket there, and it'll have a pocket just there. Well, it has got a pocket there. Okay, so what time are we at? 45 minutes. So I think I've not done too bad. I've definitely got 1, 2, 3, 4 things finished. I'm going to carry on with those images, and they will be posted on my Instagram, so you can take a look there if you like. So thank you very much. I hope you like these kits from Everlasting Journals, and I will put a link below. So take care, folks, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.